Hello, I'm Tracy Friend from Liberating the Heart, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the law of attraction as an approach to life. So, there's three different main categories of law of attraction practices, and it works very well if we want to adopt a regular practice to make changes in our life and how we feel, to do a practice from each of the three categories regularly, ideally every day because we're thinking all day, every day when we're awake. So, usually, to make changes, there needs to be a consistency of practice. So, we keep practicing the better feeling thoughts so they become beliefs, and then those beliefs solidify into matter, into changes in our everyday life. So, the first category of techniques can be called relaxation stroke letting go. And the best form of that seems to be meditation. When we meditate, we observe a simple object of focus that we don't have a lot of thoughts and beliefs about. So we might be observing our breath, sensation in our body, the sounds in the room. It can be good to meditate for at least 15 minutes. If we haven't been meditating regularly, we might need to build up to that. And it's very normal for people who are new to meditation to go through an initial period where maybe we suddenly become really aware of what's going on in the background of our mind when we're trying to meditate. And as we maintain our meditation practice, those background thoughts will start to dissipate, the mind will start to quiet. And for most people, it goes on to be a really enjoyable part of their day. So I've been meditating now for about the last 24 years. My practice has built up over time. And it's something I really look forward to. The practice has shifted over the years, but then it might stay the same, for several months at a time or even years at a time sometimes. It feels like it's constantly going deeper. It feels like it's peeling away more and more layers that aren't who I am, allowing more of who I am to flow through me. The other thing that I find amazing about meditation is we can do some of the more deliberate law of attraction techniques where we're focusing our mind in a particular direction to change our beliefs. And with meditation, it can almost seem slightly miraculous where just through the action of doing the meditation, giving our mind more space, distracting our mind from any challenging patterns of thoughts as we're observing our simple object of focus, such as the breath or sensation in the body, some things seem to resolve themselves. I remember certain things that used to kind of worry me or certain triggers or issues. As I maintained the practice over the years, it's almost like I almost forgot those things bothered me. And one way of looking at that is if we go up in a lift, for example, so we're going higher and then we're looking at the same scene from that higher perspective, we've got a completely different view. And that's how it is with meditation. We're changing our perception. We can start to see things from a broader perspective with more of who we are experiencing, what we're perceiving. It can be good to meditate first thing in the morning if we have time, because then it sets the tone for our day. But if we don't have time, then just fitting it in whenever we can. So I've just been talking about meditation in a kind of law of attraction framework where we're using it to relax our mind, to go more general, to take our mind away from any challenging patterns of thinking. There is, of course, other meditation where we can go deeper, meditation to do with awakening more to our true nature, and I'll be discussing that in other videos. The second category of law of attraction techniques is making the best of our current experience, because the fastest way to get from where we are to where we want to be is to make the best of where we are. There's lots of different law of attraction practices in this category. Sort of general one that I would recommend is appreciation, where we make a written list of about 50 to 100 things that we appreciate in our current life or good things that have happened recently. Doesn't really matter what we write as long as it feels good, because any positive thoughts will start to displace the not good feeling thoughts. There's only so much airtime in our mind, and as we start to train our mind to practice the better feeling thoughts about things that we appreciate, then the not good feeling thoughts can start to be deactivated. So the things that we appreciate could be anything. It might be particular people in our life. It might be any kindness that's been shown to us, any positive ideas or inspiration, things about our home, our work, absolutely anything. Much more powerful to do it in writing than just in our head, because writing is a more dynamic form of focus. If we're just trying to do the list in our head, we're much more likely to get distracted. And then the third category of techniques is positively focusing forward. So we've got a positive view of our future and we're moving in the direction of what we want. So there's many different practices in this category, and I talk about those in the coaching that I offer and at workshops. But one simple one that I'm going to describe here is where we just write about how we want our life to be, but we write about it in the present tense as if we're living it and experiencing it now. So it's like a written visualization. It's also good to include how we feel emotionally, because when visualization works is when the vision becomes more vivid than our current experience. So it's a bit like writing a story. So one that I used to do years ago, and then it happened, was I used to write about doing events in Bali, kind of working with inspiring people, kind of beautiful tropical atmosphere, fresh flowers, eating fresh fruit. So it's like we're really immersing ourselves into the vision. So if we're doing each of those three categories of techniques, the meditation, we're going to be more relaxed, more in the present moment. The meditation is also allowing energy to flow more freely through our body. With the appreciation, we're going to be happier with our current life and more in a mode of allowing things that we've asked for to flow into our experience because we're feeling better with the appreciation. And then with the positively focusing forward, we're going to be moving in the direction of what we want. And that seems to be an optimum state of being. And people might sometimes wonder, well, why do I need to keep doing the practices? And the reason is we're constantly living life. We're being exposed to new ideas, new preferences are emerging. And if we want to stay up to speed with that expansion, then having the regular practice allows us to do that. Also, with the regular practice, not only does it allow us to stay up to speed, it allows us to continuously go deeper, to release more and more layers of that which isn't our true nature. So it's like peeling away the layers of an onion, little by little, more of who we are can start to flow through us, can start to manifest into our current experience. Another idea that I sometimes think about is if we have a triangle with the two points of the triangle on a horizontal surface at the bottom, and then we have at the top, so it's an equilateral triangle, the 2 points merging. So at the bottom, we could think about how there might be unwanted and wanted. And then we raise our frequency and we're going upwards, and then it's the 2 points merge. There's no longer wanted and unwanted. We're merging with the manifestation. So as we do the regular practices, we feel better. Then it's very much like we become the manifestation. There's instant manifestation. We're a living expression of who we've expanded to become through our living of life. So I hope this video has been helpful, explaining the different types of law of attraction practices and the reasons for doing each of the three types of practices regularly, ideally every day, to change our thoughts, change our energy, allow us to feel happier, allow us to live more in the realm of possibility, allowing things that we've asked for to flow more effortlessly into our experience. If you're interested in finding out more about the events and the coaching that I offer, my website is liberatingtheheart.com. Thank you for watching.